Nature supplies us with many resources. These natural resources are important to us, for we could not survive without them. Forests, water, soil, and minerals like oil are only a few of the resources we need. Our steadily growing population needs more and more of these resources. Yet much has already been used up, or wasted, or polluted. Does this mean that there will be nothing left for the future, and perhaps not even enough for ourselves? We hope not. We are learning ways of using our resources wisely and carefully. Replacing used resources and avoiding waste is called conservation. Let's see how we are working to conserve some of our natural resources. Forests are an important natural resource. They have many uses. The animals live in the woods. Streams and rivers flow out of our forests, and they are places where people can enjoy themselves. Trees supply us with lumber. At one time, loggers cut down whole forests, leaving nothing behind to grow again. But forests, if properly conserved, are not used up. They are a renewable resource. This forester is selecting trees for cutting. His job is to make sure that young trees will replace harvested, full-grown trees so that the forest is renewed. These loggers cut only the trees chosen by the forester. Only a small part of the forest is harvested at one time. The trees surrounding the cut area help protect it against erosion. Often these trees reseed the cut area themselves. But sometimes man helps. One way of doing this is by planting small trees. Soon young trees grow in the cut area. A careful watch is kept for fire. Eventually, another crop of full-grown trees can be harvested here. Through careful conservation, the forest is renewed. Water is another important natural resource. Sometimes there is too little water. But other times there is far too much. To help prevent floods and dry periods, rivers are often held in man-made lakes called reservoirs. The water in the reservoir is kept back by a dam. The dam catches and holds floodwater and also stores water for periods when there is little rain. The water held in the reservoir is used in many ways. This is called multiple use. It is used for recreation. Some of the water enters these towers and rushes to the bottom of the dam through large pipes. Here, the water is used to turn machines that produce electricity. After being used to produce electricity, the water is released below the dam. The amount of water released is carefully controlled so that the river never floods nor runs dry. Some of the water is pumped up mountainsides and carried long distances in man-made canals. Part of this water will be used by people in cities, and part will be used to water crops. The multiple use of a resource like water is an important kind of conservation. Soil is another important resource. Without fertile soil, we could not raise crops. One way to conserve soil is to change unused land into land that can be used for farming. Bringing water to soil so crops can grow is called irrigation. Without irrigation, this land would be a desert. Soil can also be conserved by helping to prevent it from washing or blowing away. One way to do this is by plowing rows that curve along the slope of a hill. This helps prevent water from rushing down the hillside, carrying away soil. Soil is also conserved by replacing the minerals that plants need for food. This can be done by using fertilizer. Often, liquid fertilizer is added to the water used for irrigation. Forests, water, and soil are examples of renewable resources. Resources that, if properly conserved, will not be used up. But there are some resources that can be used up. Oil is an example of an unrenewable resource. Once it is used, it cannot be replaced. Much of our oil has been used up. But with the help of scientific instruments, new supplies of oil are being found. Underground explosions help locate pools of oil. The search for oil is even carried on at sea. Besides discovering new supplies of oil, we have developed new ways of removing oil from places that were once impossible to reach. Because we have discovered new ways of finding and removing non-renewable resources like oil, we will have supplies of most of these resources for many years to come. When oil reaches the refinery, another important kind of conservation takes place. In this refinery, nearly all the oil is turned into useful products. Almost nothing is wasted. This is called utilization. As oil flows through the refinery, it is separated into substances that will be used to make gasoline, paint, medicines, plastics, and hundreds of other products. The full utilization of a resource means that less of the resource has to be used to supply man's needs. Through science, we are learning new ways to use and conserve our resources. We have learned to make useful materials such as plastics. Plastics are often made from parts of resources like oil or wood that were once unused. Through heat and pressure, plastics can be made into many types of products, such as pipe. Sometimes plastics can take the place of resources that are in short supply. Plastics can be as strong as metal. Plastics can also be as soft as rubber. Thousands of useful products of every sort are now being made from plastics. Through science, we are constantly looking for new ways to use and conserve our resources. But man's science, factories, and machines can cause conservation problems as well as solve them. Too often, the air we breathe is polluted by smog. Many of our rivers and lakes are being poisoned by wastes from cities and factories. The fight to conserve our resources is a constant one. Whenever we can, we must replace what we use. We must avoid waste and pollution. Through science, we must discover new ways of finding and utilizing our resources. All of us need the resources provided by nature. Our survival depends on how these resources are conserved.